Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the O2 Arena packed press conference here today for a packed show on Saturday night, and more importantly, a packed house in there as well. In my opinion, the best venue in Britain, not just for boxing but for entertainment, and I cannot wait here to get back on Saturday night after our fantastic May the 30th Royal Britannia card. Before I introduce all the gentlemen at the table, ahead of another big show with our exclusive partners, pleased to say 6-year exclusive contract with our friends and head of boxing, Adam Smith.
Thanks very much, Eddie. We're delighted to be back here at the O2. It's been an incredible journey so far with Anthony Joshua, and I think on Saturday night we'll see with the fans that are turning out and the opposition in Gary Cornish right alongside me. Unbeaten in 21. And Joshua unbeaten in 13. It's fantastic to get those sort of matches together. We know Dillian Whyte as well is on the card. He's hoping to get hold of Anthony Joshua in December, but they've both got business to take care of on Saturday night. It's a very, very exciting heavyweight clashes. It's also a very exciting card too. Really looking forward to some terrific dust-ups, plenty of spice and needle and fire on the table here and in front of us down there. Particularly for me, Dave Ryan and John Wayne Hibbert. I thought their fight last time at the O2 was one of the fights of recent times, and I cannot wait to see them go at it again. So it's a terrific night of boxing. We're on straight after the United-Liverpool game from 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 Saturday night. So hopefully we'll get a really good audience to see some terrific boxing back here at the O2, the latest chapter in the Anthony Joshua story, of course. Please also watch on Friday night at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 the Joshua story so far and the build-up to his fight with Gary Cornish. It's a half-an-hour show, and hopefully it's pretty revealing stuff on there as well. So tune in for that. Go to skysports.com for all the latest news and Sky Sports News as well. And we'll see you Saturday night here at the O2. We cannot wait. A heavyweight night.
Thanks, Adam. A card stacked with a big competitive 50-50 fight, some of the best young prospects in the game as well. And I'm going to be talking to the bottom table here in front of me now. A young man on the far right, Lucian Reid, already made his debut here at this arena on May the 30th, and Lucian back for number 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. I've had a great training camp. I've been sparring people like Howard Davis, Brad Watson, who's a 10-0 fighter, and I've been dismantling some sparring partners. Been training with Kevin Mitchell and Peter Sims, and been with the matchroom gym quite a lot, so I'm looking forward to showing what I can do.
Thanks, Lucian. And a young man who I'm very, very excited about will be making his professional debut on Saturday night, 6-time national champion, and bringing huge support from South London and Bermondsey. And that's young Ted Cheeseman will be making his debut on Saturday night. Ted, you ready for the O2?
Yeah, I can't wait now. I'm in the matchroom gym with Tony Sims, and I've got a great team around me, so just hopefully I can go out there after a good camp and put a performance on for everyone to start my journey off in the pro game.
Another professional debut, a real talented young Southpaw light heavyweight. Seen him in fantastic sparring with James DeGale and also Billy Joe Saunders. Jake Bull, ready for your debut on Saturday night?
Yeah, more than ready now, That's a good hard training camp, some good sparring, so just can't wait to Saturday now. Bring it on.
It's been a long time coming for you, obviously. We knew you were going to turn pro a couple of months ago, but the sparring really has been top class with Jimmy McDonald, obviously James DeGale preparing him for the Durrell fight.
100%. The sparring I've had for this camp is second to none, so anyone who's with me is going to be sorted.
One of already the biggest ticket sellers in London is the young, very exciting featherweight Reece Bellotti. I saw an article from the Watford Observer, I think, that Watford and South Oxley will be empty on Saturday night. Sold over 600 tickets for Saturday, and 2-0, 2 devastating knockouts, and ready for number 3, your first time in a big arena.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Yeah, it's great. The sport's been great from around my area, and I can't wait to show what I can do in a big arena like the O2.
Thank you. And one fight, the Battle of Carl Charlton, whatever you want to call it, will definitely be closed on Saturday night as Danny Connor takes on Ricky Boylan in a wonderful fight. And Danny, I know you've wanted this fight for a long time. You've boxed at the O2 before, and now you get a chance to make it happen.
That's it. Wanted this fight for quite a long time now, since I turned pro. Really glad that it's like finally actually going to happen. You know, I've been after it for a long time. Like I said, been running up the mountains in Carshalton in the wind and rain while Ricky's been on the old sunbeds in Tenerife for the OAP. So hopefully it will all show on the night, and we'll both give a good performance. And listen, just me and his fight alone is going to be worth the money that they pay for the ticket. So hopefully we won't disappoint, and it'll be a good night for Carshalton and everyone in the O2.
Obviously, I know you study the game a lot. You've watched Ricky over the years, and you know, plenty of history. How do you see the fight playing out, and what's the difference on Saturday night?
I just see me winning by any means, really. I've got 2 or 3 different game plans, so whatever Ricky brings to the table, I'm pretty sure that I can contend with it, as I'm sure he's the same about me. But we'll just see what happens on Saturday. You know, like he said before, talk is cheap, so I'll let my hands do the talking on Saturday night.
Ricky, we know you have definitely got one of the best tans in British boxing. And on a serious note, your camp out in Tenerife with Jamie Moore has been fantastic. I saw you in unbelievable condition, and a must-win fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, I know it's a huge fight for me, and it's one that I've got to win. That's hence why how hard I've trained, and you know, everything that I've put into this camp. You know, I know that going in that ring on Saturday night, I'm going to be 110%. Everything's gone brilliant. I've had some great sparring. Yeah, just looking forward to getting in there. You know, myself, obviously Danny, Charlie Edwards, the whole of Carshalton, Sutton, Wallerton, our whole area is going to be there. You know, I've done over 600 tickets myself. Charlie, I'm sure, has done a few, and I'm sure Danny's done a few. So
I've done about 30. So.
But yeah, like so listen, the area is going to be empty, and you know, they're all going to be in O2 Arena, and it's going to be a great night.
Thank you, Ricky. Danny, if you have done 30, I don't know where those other 400 have gone, but you let me know ASAP. Tommy Michael Devine just on his way, a fight now, stepping up for the WBA Continental title at light welterweight, and the O2, kind of like your home now. You've had some big nights here, and another big night for you on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. And I generally can't wait for Saturday now. I honestly believe that I'm going to shine Saturday, and Michael Devine's going to make me look $1 million. I've had a great training camp out in Marbella, thanks to the MGM boys, and I honestly believe that I'm a different level to this kid, and I'm going to absolutely smash him to pieces.
Okay, well, we'll see if you say that when he's here. It's very brave, Tommy. You know, I mean, at least wait for him to arrive. You know, I'm sure there'll be handshakes when he arrives. One fight I cannot wait for on Saturday night, and I think this is a real testament to both young fighters, to their teams as well, is Lewis Norman against Charlie Edwards for the English flyweight title. Now, this is a fight that, in my opinion, in terms of quality, could easily be for the British and even European flyweight title. They're two lads that don't necessarily have to fight each other. You know, Louis had a great career so far, looks like one of the most outstanding prospects in the division. Charlie Edwards has had just 4 fights. This is a fight that was brought on by Charlie Edwards and his dad, who called this fight on to me. And going into your 5th fight, it's very unusual to have a 50-50 title fight, which could essentially define your career at such an early age. So, massive respect for both guys taking this fight. Firstly, the champion, Louis. This is obviously a big fight for you as well, and could be one of the fights of the night.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's on a big stage, and this is all I've needed. I've always been on the small shows, and now I've got the opportunity. I'm going to show everyone who I am and why I'm champion.
What do you think will be the difference in the night? Obviously, you have greater experience, Charlie, fantastic amateur career. We've seen you got off to a fantastic start as a professional, but it's going to be all action, and I think the pace is going to be electric.
Of course it is. I'm expecting Charlie to bring literally everything he's got, but what he's got to realise is what he's got, I've got better. And I'll be crowned champion on the night.
Charlie, obviously a huge fight for you at this stage in your career. I know one that you pushed me for, and now to be involved in title fights in just your 5th fight.
Yeah, it's the one I've been looking for a while. Ever since I've turned pro, I've seen Lewis Norman's out there, and I've looked at his style, and I think it gels great with mine, and I really feel like I've got his number. I can't wait to box him. I've boxed all around the world, as he's been saying, telling everyone about my amateur career all the time. Yeah, the pros is different, but in the amateurs I've always wanted more rounds, and now
yeah,
it's
3
a 10
rounds.
rounder, and
Just
I
3
can't
rounds.
wait. Yeah, it's a 10 rounder, and on the night I'm going to come and give it to you, and I'm going to take that title away from you, and it's staying in London. It's simple as. 10 rounds is no problem to me. I've been sparring the likes of Michael Conlon, Paddy Barnes. They're levels above you in the boxing terms. So we'll see on the night, but I'm really looking forward to it. I know there's been a lot of banter, as it's called, on Facebook and that, of your family and my family, my brother and that. So I don't want any detrimental things. I want to apologise to your dad on my brother's behalf, and I want to say sorry. So I've got yourself something, because he's going to need that after I take your title.
Do we get to see what's inside?
He wrapped it up.
Crazy.
All out in that.
The effort to wrap it up.
It's a bottle of Hennessy.
Your missus is probably wrapped up in there.
Have a look, mate.
Nice one. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you'll either be celebrating with it or drowning your sorrows with it, but we'll find out on Saturday night.
Right after the 8
Because
days.
this is a great, great fight between two of the very best flyweights in the country. Onto the top table now. One fight which I'm sure you would have seen light up the arena on May the 30th was John Wayne Hibbert against Dave Ryan. These are two great lads, and now evolving. If you look at the WBC rankings, now making their way on the world stage. The first fight was a great fight. The second fight at this arena was one of the best fights I've ever seen, and the third fight on Saturday night will be as well. Firstly, the challenger, John Wayne Hibbert, another massive night for you. Again, like Tommy, had some huge nights at the O2, and a must-win fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, 100% Eddie. You know, I know what's on the line here, and I know I've got to win this fight. You know, the last fight, I was 70%. I still had him in trouble. I'm 110% this time. Let's see how he gets on this time.
Obviously, you were controlling a lot of the early stage, 2 knockdowns as well, and then the fight just turned on its head. What lessons have you learned from the first encounter?
Obviously, that's it, Clifton, yeah, and I've got a bad toe. You know that, don't you? Yeah, I've learned a lot from it, you know. I messed up a little bit on my diet and things like that, so we've rectified that, and I'm ready to go come Saturday.
Dave, obviously a fighter that's grown massively in stature, in confidence, in profile over the last 6 months, 12 months, with big wins over Tyrone Nurse and of course John Wayne Hibbert. You're looking very cool, very ready for a repeat performance on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I'm more than ready for this. I'm feeling fitter, stronger than last time. I don't believe John had a problem with his diet before. I think he's just making up excuses. He knows he's getting beat again, and I just can't wait for Saturday night.
Obviously, same question to you. 2 knockdowns in the first fight. Pick yourself up to come back and stop John Wayne Hibbert. Is that, what kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday? Same result in terms of the stoppage?
I'm expecting the best John Wayne Hibbert there is in the ring on Saturday night. But again, he's not beating me. I walked onto his shots last time. He hit me with his best, and I still got up and beat him. So he's just no way in this earth he's going to beat me come Saturday night.
Thank you. The first of our big heavyweight encounters on Saturday night for the WBC International Silver title. I'm delighted to welcome a man who's boxed a number of top cruiserweights and heavyweights throughout his career, been in the likes with Areola and Marco Hook, and recently Joseph Parker as well. And there weren't many men that were willing to step in and fight Dillian Whyte on September 12th, and Brian Minto was one of them. So Brian, welcome, and we look forward to a big fight for you on Saturday night. We've had you here at Prize Fighter before, and excited to have you.
Thanks for having me. It was a good opportunity for me. I always stay in shape, so I'm always ready, and tough challenge, obviously. The smaller heavyweight, I've been there, for my whole career. Then I moved to cruiserweight. So life's about taking chances and opportunities. So I just figured, I'm going to throw my hat in and give everything I got.
I saw you on social media talking about how tough the Dillian Whyte fight was. What have you seen of Dillian so far, and what do you expect on Saturday?
He's young. He's got a lot of power. It looks like he's getting better each fight. So I expect that, obviously he's coming to fight, and he's going to bring his A game. And he's been in training camp, I believe, at the Kronk. So I'm sure he's got his good preparation for Saturday night. So I'm a veteran of the sport, so I need to be the veteran on Saturday night. I'm a fan-friendly fighter, so I always show up to fight. It's like going to my job. I bring my lunch pail, and I'm ready to work. So.
Dillian, obviously, as Brian said, been training out in the Kronk gym under the eye of Jonathan Banks here on O2 on Saturday night, and a big fight for you for the WBC International Silver title.
Yeah, firstly I want to say thanks to Brian for accepting the fight. We tried for weeks to get a top 40 heavyweight opponent in the world, and we couldn't. I think I sent about 50 names to Eddie or something that wanted to fight. A lot of them was undefeated guys because I wanted a good test for this fight. You know, I'm 15-0 with 12 knockouts. You know, as a young up-and-coming heavyweight, it's good to get knockouts, but it's also good to try and get some rounds and get some valuable experience. And so I was trying to get somebody who hopefully would give me that. And I think Brian Minto maybe the perfect guy. He's experienced, he's mobile, and he's a tough guy. You know, in all of his fights, he always show up to fight. So I'm hoping Saturday that Brian Minto will show up. I've been training for the best Brian Minto. You know, I've even watched his latest fight. I've been watching his old fights. So hopefully he'll show up and you know, give me some rounds, and we'll see what happens.
Obviously, an agreement in place for the fight on December the 12th. But first, you have to get through Brian Minto, and Anthony has to get past Gary Cornish as well. Have you got one eye on that date as well, or is it all about business on Saturday?
It's a bit hard to say I haven't, because it's a good fight. But you know, I'm focusing on Brian Minto. Joshua's got an easy fight Saturday, to be honest. I see Gary Cornish going around, if that much, to be honest. You know, I'm just saying what I think. You know, I mean, you know, it's heavyweight boxing. You know, he might surprise us. Hopefully, he believes in himself and going there and proves us wrong. But I just see him getting sparked out early, like in bad fashion, to be honest. And then, you know, I see Joshua getting sparked out by me in December as well. So he sparks him, I spark him. Good deal.
Tommy Gilmore, one man who certainly doesn't agree with Dillian Whyte, and we know you've got a history of bringing fighters on, and a massive opportunity for Gary Cornish, thrown in the deep end, but I know he's had a great camp, and you're very confident that he can have big success in this fight.
The O2 is very lucky for me, because the last time I brought a Gary here, we won the Premier League at the darts, so I'm quite sure that we'll do the same again on Saturday night. But I think I'm sitting back here and I'm listening, I'm saying, why is Gary Cornish here? Why have we taken the trouble to come? Because I'm sitting listening to Eddie, and I'm listening to Adam Smith about programmes to do with Anthony Joshua. They've just totally written him off. We have had no contact at all with Sky, and I think when I look at it, it's been totally disrespectful all the way along to say that Gary Cornish has had no chance. For somebody who has never lost as an amateur or as a professional to be totally dismissed in the way that he has been, I think it's something that's brought shame in the promotion.
Okay, thank you. And
we certainly haven't dismissed him on Sky. He's an unbeaten fighter, as I said, 21-0. He's not lost as an amateur or pro. He's a heavyweight. He's come to win this Commonwealth title. There's no disrespect from our side at all.
Well, it's the first time that I've been involved in a top of the bill fight with Sky where they've had no contact for people to come and film the boy in training and to interview him. And that's where I kind of take umbrage at this. You know, I'm glad that he's been given the opportunity, because it's a massive step up in class. It's to claim, as we hope he will do on Saturday night, to claim a scalp like Anthony Joshua. I think it's, you know, and let Gary move on. But I think that if it's such a mismatch, why are we putting it on?
Listen, he's going to get knocked out either way. If he beat Anthony, I'm going to knock him out in December. So either way, he's going to get knocked out anyway. So there you go. He's going to get knocked out one way or another. It's as simple as that.
talking about the fight, Tommy, obviously...
Talking about the fight, I think it is a great opportunity for the two of them, for Anthony and from Gary. I mean, Anthony, as I said at the previous press conference, Anthony has done marvellously well, and we've been so proud of him as a Brit to have went on and won the Olympic gold medal. You know, he's come along and he's been brought along in a similar fashion to the way that we have brought Gary along. And I think that there comes times, and I think it's important for boxing in general, that two good prospects should come together. And I think that the fighters will show on Saturday night. The two of them look in excellent condition today. The both of them are speaking, you know, in a positive fashion. And I'm quite happy with the way Gary's went. I think his two trainers, Paul Geddes and Andrew Young, have done a great job. And I'm happy, you know, we can do no more. And on Saturday night, that will be left up to Gary. And I honestly believe that Gary Cornish will leave here on the Saturday night as the new Commonwealth champion and create a bit of history.
Gary, I know that I get the feeling from you that you don't mind going under the radar on this one, but a lot to prove and a tough task, you know, on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it'll be one of my hardest fights to date. Training's going well. loads of sparring for this one as well. Being up in Inverness, you know, you don't get much sparring, but we've been quite lucky this camp. We've had good sparring. I've been quite lucky as well. I've had to get time off work, which has been a big help, you know. Just have to work as a joiner. All these boys, you know, they do boxing as their living. I still work as a joiner, that's my living. So I'm just really looking forward to the night. It looks like a good arena. I can't wait for it.
Obviously, you have got the underdog tag going into this fight. I'm sure you've watched Anthony's fights as well. How excited are you to go in there and test yourself on this stage? And how important is it to seize the moment at that time?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, when you start off boxing, you dream of fighting for titles. You know, I fought for a title in the last one, fighting for another title this one. So it's no different for me in either fight. To be honest, I'm there to win. I trained hard. That's what I want to do.
Anthony, I know that obviously there's always the focus on you and plenty of attention. I know where possible you try and lock yourself away and keep yourself out of that. But the pressure for you comes with the expectancy of the public to win your first major title on Saturday night.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm looking forward to it. There's no business like fight business. I'd like to take my hat off to Sky, my team that I've built from day one. You know, boxing's a business as well as a sport, so I've definitely watched the champions before me, people that have come before me, and I made sure I put myself in a good position. So I can't complain to anyone about no PR, no Sky interviews and stuff like that. So I made sure I put myself in a position. So I'd just like to thank you guys and my team as well. I like to keep myself away from all that, you know me. I just get on with it, it is what it is. But at the same time, without the push, without the hype, I wouldn't be thanking all you guys for coming out to come and watch us on Saturday. So I'd like to thank you guys for coming out as well. And Commonwealth title Saturday, following in the footsteps of some great champions. So good luck to Cornish, and we'll get it on and we'll bring some entertainment.
I've seen you in this training camp. I think you've had a longer camp and harder camp than you've ever had. Although you're expected to win on Saturday night, you know the threat of Gary Cornish. First time in your career you've faced someone bigger than you, and you know the dangers of heavyweight boxing.
It's like, I think since like 2008, it's all like, all of these boxers, we all have good training camps, but it's all a compliment of what we've been doing for years, the mistakes we've made, the things we've done right, and what we're going to keep on doing. So training camp's gone well, but it's just a compliment of what I've been doing for the past fights that I've been in. Cornish, for me, I got the underdog mentality. I'm coming in hungry, so it's no different. I got that contender mentality just like him, so I don't really feel the pressure. I don't really look at myself as the big I am. I just see myself as a young, hungry competitor trying to make my way in life through boxing.
Obviously, the boxing world, social media, everybody's talking about a potential fight with Dillian Whyte on December the 12th. Is it just a case of business on Saturday and then get the job done and move on to that fight?
Yeah, most definitely. Just another date. It's been set. I respect Cornish for coming along, getting himself in good nick. And as soon as I move on from that, you know, I'm not jinxing nothing. I'm not saying too much. But God willing, I move on from that fight Saturday as champion. Me and Dillian will fight December 12th. We've got the British title on the line. He can have his 5 minutes of fame right now, and then I'll move on. And in a couple months, he'll be forgotten about.
When
and
are you
then
going to
we'll
stop being fake and be yourself?
And then we'll move on to
when are you
the likes
stop
of
being fake
Fury.
and be yourself? What about that? How about you stop being what people expect you to be and be yourself? When?
In what sense?
Just be yourself. This
In
ain't
what
you.
sense?
This is not you. I spent time with you before. This is not you. Stop being fake and trying to fool the people. This is not you, mate. Be yourself.
In what sense?
Be yourself. You know what I'm talking about. Be yourself. You come over acting like some good behaving punk. Be yourself, man. What's wrong with you? Listen, you're getting hurt December, I'm telling you now.
Focus
I'm
on
gonna mess
Saturday.
you up.
You're lucky to be on my undercard. Just focus on Saturday.
I'm not on the undercard because I kicked your ass before. I'm going to do it again, you little punk.
You know what I mean?
Fool.
Just focus on Saturday.
Okay.
You're a fool, bro. Don't talk rubbish, man.
I think
you're going to get bashed up.
we'll see. We've got a bit of work to do first, and
He's
then
getting bashed up. I don't care what the wreck. He's getting bashed up. Remember, I tell you now, he's getting bashed up.
okay.
Act like you're this good boy.
We could be back here next week for another press conference. So
Go serve up, man. And don't
we look forward to that.
Rubbish about being a young undercard.
Right, listen. So we're going to break now, and we're going to have head-to-heads, and we look forward to a great night on Saturday and many more great nights in the very near future for British boxing. Thank you all for coming. Roll on Saturday night.
Thank you.